We have all been there. You come home to a half empty fridge, so you throw a pot on the stove, proceed to dump the remnants of every half full condiment bottle into it with whatever sad vegetables and meat scraps you can find. You take a bite straight from the pot, and it tastes amazing. As it turns out, some of the tastiest foods were born out of a similarly magical confluence of laziness, resourcefulness, and luck. So, here is a list of 10 foods that were invented for another purpose. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and click the bell icon for more spooky content. Number 10. Coca-Cola. A can of Coke a day might not keep the doctor away, but this fizzy drink was first invented by a pharmacist as a stimulant, nerve tonic, and headache remedy, according to the company. Legend has it that Pemberton unwittingly added carbonated water to the drink, but it was actually the pharmacist's intention to serve it as a carbonated concoction because he believed the bubbles to be a tasty alternative to alcohol. What was not intentional was the purpose behind the mixture, which was initially invented as medication and was now being sold as a soda fountain drink. When the pharmacist died shortly thereafter, a man named Asa Griggs Candler picked up where Pemberton left off and became the owner of Coca-Cola, according to the company. Griggs began bottling the beverage to quench the demands of a thirsty population, and to this day, Coca-Cola remains one of the most popular and best-selling soft drinks in history. Number 9. Chewing gum. If you had a choice between chewing on a wad of tree sap, a mouthful of rubber bands, or a stick of gum, which would you choose? If the answer seems obvious, you may be surprised. All three have more in common than most people realize. Chewing gum has a history, a long history. In fact, the oldest piece of chewing gum ever found is thought to be 9,000 years old. Many years before Columbus landed in America, citizens of the world were chewing gum and popping bubbles. The ancient Greeks chewed mastiche, while the Mayan Indians were busy chomping on chicle. Chicle is the latex sap derived from the sapodilla, a native Central America tree. Latex? It's true. Chicle is a form of rubber, and just as a rubber band wouldn't dissolve in your mouth if you chewed it, neither does chicle. One of the advantages of chicle is that it softens when warmed by the heat of your mouth. This makes it highly chewable. Some studies suggest the physical act of chewing gum can also help you stay alert, relax, and curb your appetite for a snack. Number 8. Cheese puffs. It is true that a lot of people try to eat healthy, but no matter how many fruits and vegetables a person eats, they will still choose to eat something fairly unhealthy, like cheese puffs. These puffs are literally puffed corn that have been coated with cheese or cheese-flavored powders, and we have Edward Wilson to thank for them. In the 1930s, Wilson worked at a factory that made animal feed, and one day he noticed that some workers were pouring corn kernels into a machine to keep it from clogging, which resulted in the kernels becoming puffy ribbons that hardened when they come into contact with air. And he decided to bring the ribbons home, where he then seasoned them. And I don't need to tell you what was invented. It was cheese puffs, though, if you didn't get it. Number 7. Goo Goo clusters. Anyone who grew up in the South or has spent any time in Nashville, and that includes the airport, will recognize the distinctive package featuring a piece of candy with a big bite missing. The Goo Goo cluster is everywhere. Created in October 1912 by Howell Campbell and the Standard Candy Company, the chocolate, caramel, marshmallow, and peanut patty has become a southern food icon. During the Great Depression, Goo Goos were advertised as a nourishing lunch for a nickel, and the South's favorite candy has appeared in a number of movies, including The Nutty Professor and Charlie's War. Number 6. Brandy. Who invented it? Dutch vintners. When? 17th century. What happened? Vintners would boil their wine in order to reduce its volume for transport, then cut it with water on the other hand. They didn't realize that by transporting this concentrated mixture in wooden casks, the fortified wine would be transformed into something very different, and it was then called brandy, you all. Number 5. 7-Up. Coca-Cola isn't the only soda that started as a pharmaceutical elixir. 7-Up, the 85-year-old citrus soft drink, once went by the less catchy name Bib Label Lithiated Lemon Lime Soda, and it was packed with mood-enhancing lithium. Lithium, a salt found in groundwater, has long been used to treat bipolar disorder and depression. An essay by psychiatrist and Cornell University professor Anna Fels argued for adding low doses of the substance mostly used to produce ceramics, glass and batteries to drinking water in hopes of lowering rates of suicide and murder. Lithium's mind-altering effects may have been an early draw for 7-Up. The drink, which contained the compound lithium citrate, started selling just 2 weeks before the stock market crashed in October 1929, kicking off the Great Depression. But the beverage, then known by its 6-word mouthful of a name, cost more than most of its 600 or so lemon lime soft drink rivals at the time, according to its official corporate brand history. Soon after its release, founder Charles L. Grigg renamed the soda 7-Up. Number 4. Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is a native Texan originating at Morrison's Old Corner Drug Store. It is the oldest of the major brand soft drinks in America. Like its flavor, the origin of Dr. Pepper is out of the ordinary. Charles Elderton, a young pharmacist working at Morrison's store, is believed to be the inventor of the now famous drink. Elderton spent most of his time mixing up medicines for the people of Waco, but in his spare time, he liked to serve carbonated drinks at the soda fountain. He kept a journal, and after numerous experiments, he finally hit upon a mixture of food syrups that he liked. To test his new drink, he offered it to the store owner, Morrison, who also found it to his liking. After repeated sample testing by the two, Elderton was ready to offer his new drink to some of the fountain customers. They liked it as well. Morrison is credited with the name of the drink Dr. Pepper. According to him, Dr. Pepper can improve digestion, increase strength, and make you feel more energetic and active. Obviously, it can be true. However, due to large amount of sugar present in the drink, people just felt a rush in their bodies. Number 3. Cornflakes. They went cocoa for cornflakes. In 1898, W.K. Kellogg and his brother Dr. John Harvey Kellogg were making what is now considered granola treats for patients at a sanitarium as a part of a vegetarian diet. The pair accidentally left wheat berry cooking in the kitchen, which caused the kernels to flake, according to Kellogg's The Company. They continued to experiment with cooking different grains until they happened upon corn, which puffed up to a crunchy, towny flake. W.K. Kellogg founded the Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company. The precursor, the Kellogg's, boxed cereal and began selling a breakfast food as a healthy alternative to a traditional morning meal, according to the company. Number 2. Graham cookies. If you thought graham crackers were invented to sandwich melted chocolate and toasted marshmallows together, think again. These sweet perforated crackers came into existence by the hands of evangelical minister Sylvester Graham with the goal of controlling your corn allergies. Imagine that. Graham crackers are the form of birth control. Graham's aim was not to bring the world a campfire treat, but to rid us of our corn allergies and general evils. A lofty aim for a man and a small cookie? But the graham cracker we know today would not get Graham's blessing. Let us explain. The 1800s were the beginning of the industrialization of food, and bread in particular was affected by this. Bread moved away from being baked in the home with wholesome ingredients and became the mass produced, nutrient devoid loaves that are common today. To Sylvester Graham, this was a major problem. As a remedy, Graham marketed whole wheat flour, which came to be known as Graham flour, and encouraged people to bake their own bread, including his original Graham cracker recipe, known at the time as Graham bread. It was a bland health nut loaf, the kind of dense brown bread we imagine. Graham also called for a vegetarian diet and a good sleep regimen to set you on the path to God and tame your carnal desires. Number 1. Salisbury steak. No matter what time of the year it is, there is nothing quite as satisfying as a plate of Salisbury steak, with the favorite stick to your ribs dishes like buttery peas and carrots and mashed potatoes. Dr. Salisbury, like many people before and since, believed the food was the key to health and that certain foods could cure illnesses, especially of the intestinal variety. He tested his theories during the Civil War, treating chronic diarrhea among Union soldiers with a diet of chopped up meat and little less. For Salisbury, minced beef patties were health food. The enemies, believe it or not, were fresh fruits and vegetables.